between, everyone is welcome.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Chatting with Lorena and Lucy. We hope you enjoy this episode and we hope you stay till the end. We have some fun stories to share. See ya at the end. Bye. Hey, everybody. Glad you're back. Welcome to another episode of Chatting with Lucy and Lorena. Today, we want to talk about general issues with bad marriages or bad relationships, double standards, things like that. I'm sure we'll have plenty of topics that'll be interesting to go. Lucy, why don't you start by giving us the first example of what you think?
Well, I want to kind of state that this is not in particular to anyone we know, but it's kind of like a wake-up call for some of you because some of you have been sleeping on your own self, and it's very important to wake up and love you and love who you are, know who you are, be who you are, and not have somebody shadow you. Take that to shadow you away from who you want to be, because that is just a bad way to be in any relationship, regardless whether you're married, you're dating, you're waiting for somebody to pay attention to you. It's not going to happen. But I was listening to a Call Her Daddy podcast, and Olivia Wilde was on there, and there was a question where she said they asked her. She was married to Jason Sudeikis for 7 years. They were together for 2 years, married for 7, so 9 years in total they were together. And she asked her, "When did you know your marriage was over?" And she said something along the ways. I don't have it completely. My marriage was over when we were coming from my birthday celebration. And on the way home, I asked him, "What did you get me for my birthday?" And he said, "Why would I get you anything? I don't even know you." I think I cried a little bit when I heard her say that, because I was just like, 9 years with a person, and you're going to tell me that in 9 years you don't know what to get me? Like,
And in 9 years, did he never get her anything?
exactly. Or 9 years, did he not pay attention to the little stupid shit that she likes? The little
Right.
trinkets, the little stuff, her favorite food, her favorite, I don't know, maybe some earrings or some trinket. Like, I love trinkets.
Yeah.
I love little trinkets, little figurine, a little something, just
Yeah.
something. Like, you're gonna tell me in 9 years you don't know what to get the person you've been sharing your life with?
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
Yeah. That sounds more like I don't feel like paying attention more than I don't get you anything for your birthday. Not that I don't know what you like. It's I'm not interested in paying attention to what you like, to put in the effort to
That
figure out
sounds
what to
to
get you.
me like someone is so full of them. You're in a one-way relationship, and by that I
Mhm.
mean you're the one giving, you're the one always showing up, you're the one always there, you're the one always saying that I love you first. You're the only one saying the appreciations to everything, the one showing up, the one making sure that, I have to get this done because he likes this way, or she likes, your partner likes this way. You're the one always focusing and zoning in on the relationship, and that person is not. To
Yeah.
not know what to get me in 7 years is crazy. Now, I get it. I think that all relationships, there's always one who steps up and takes, how do I say it? Takes control of the relationship, as far as like, I'm going to make reservations for this. I'm going to make this. I'm going to buy this for the house. I'm going to get this. There's always one that always supersedes that role. There's always one. And take that mama role responsibility. And I say it's a
Yeah.
mama role responsibility because it just reminds me of being a mom. Like, you got to go to school. You got to make sure you wear this. You got to get your laundry done. And that's how
Uh-huh.
we are. We enter a marriage or a relationship, and we're kind of the same way. We have a
Yeah.
checklist of everything. We got to do this way, and this way, that way. And
Yeah.
And we kind of mirror our parents' relationship if they had a good relationship, right? Or we mirror somebody.
If it's bad, it's common to be mirrored as well. I've
True.
seen that. I've seen that done over and over and over again by a lot of different people.
But you kind of emulate those habits or those things that you see from other relationships, not knowing that they put in the time and now they're on a time schedule because they know all the outlines that they have to do, right? They know how
Yep.
forgetful that person is. They know each other's quirks. But
Yes.
we're not seeing the quirks. We're seeing the mama role and the child role. That's kind of like what we see. So we enter a relationship with that same mentality. Like, oh, we're going to do this. I want to do. And then the mama role, the mama bear role, we get so mad at our partners when they don't do for us as we do for them. But that's kind of our fault because we took that role, taking it away from them, not knowing if they even wanted it. We took that role on. And then it's like, well, you didn't make reservations for my birthday, or you didn't do this for my birthday, or for my Mother's Day, or for whatever holiday or anniversary, or whatever you did spontaneously just do this because we want them to show us they have put the same effort that we put
That we
into
did. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And it's
And
bad.
I will say, usually as for example, if you're the child of whatever this relationship is, you either go straight into that same habit or you go the complete opposite. Like you see what they're doing and you're like, that didn't work. I'm not doing that. I'm going this way. So you either have someone who just like for example, let's say you grow up in an alcoholic family, right? In a household where there's an alcoholic and it's one of the parents, you have a 50-50 chance because you're either going to emulate that person, you're going to do exactly what they were doing, or you're going to go the whole opposite route and you're going to be the complete opposite and never want to drink and never want to participate in that type of stuff because you saw what it caused. So you're mimicking or you're completely running away from that bad behavior. So you have that
Yes.
option. Now I will say in my case personally, as far as like birthdays and celebrations and all of that, I think we're all the same. Like my husband and I are the same. We feel the same. We act the same. We make sure that that person's day is as special as we can make it, right? To whatever capacity we're able to do it. We were just Father's Day just passed, and it was raining here. It was god awful. We had reservations to go to his favorite restaurant that we had made already, like a couple weeks prior. So that was a plan. But that was a plan all along because he kept saying, we don't have to go. Yes, we do. We're not staying home. You're not cooking. Like it's not going to happen. Because
Right.
what ends up happening is he wants to grill. And, it's not fair because I can say for Mother's Day, I'm not allowed to do anything. I can't touch a dish. I can't, nothing. Like you sit down, you enjoy your day. There's nothing to do. So when you find your person, when you find that balance, because some people are blessed to have it immediately and some people are blessed to find it later. It's not
Yes.
always like you said, no marriage is perfect. Everybody has their flaws. Everybody has their moments. If you learn to grow from that, you grow together. Now, when he said, I didn't get you anything, I don't know you, he was basically saying, because we change with time, we don't stay the same. We don't stay the same. Our
This is
partners don't stay the same. Hopefully, you're growing up, you're evolving into a different person, a better version of yourself. So he couldn't keep up with the new version of her. He was saying, I don't know you. Like basically, who you are now, I don't know. I remember the one back when. And in that podcast, that she was on, she did say something to the effect of, there's this like expectation for some that when you get married, when you like the way she put it, when you sign that contract, that's going to be the version of you they're going to keep forever. But we don't stay that same version.
no,
I don't know
no.
anybody who's still the same person they were when they first got into a relationship, much less a marriage.
Exactly.
So
I always tell my daughter, I am like the fifth new person. So I've changed 5 times. I used to like this, I had this, I was a certain way, and then I completely
Mm-hmm.
changed. And that's with anything. I think even with certain topics that, you were so dead on when you were young, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You okay? You were so dead on like this is how I see life, this is how I envision it, and then something happens along the way, and you're like, wait, I was completely wrong about that. I was perfect example. I was raised in a 50-50 household. My parents, everything they did was 50-50. Everything. Laundry to cooking to cleaning to taking us to the doctors when we were little. It was, I can't do it, you got to do it. Da, da. I lived in a 50-50 household. It was probably more like 60-40 because my father really gave my mom his whole check and then she managed everything else. So because of that, because I saw that, my household is 50-50. I don't do my husband's laundry. I don't iron his clothes. We split the cleaning, you have this, I have that. This is what I do. And you cannot complain because that's it. It's split. We split it this way and you can't complain because if you complain about it, then, you have a problem with you're saying that as a woman, I have to do more because I'm a woman. Household
Yeah.
chores to me are not part of a woman. They're just not. I didn't see that
No.
growing up, even though my brother is a year younger than me. And my mom raised him different than what we were seeing. Everything, he can't do this because he's a man. He can't do this. I would get my ass beat from my mom. All because I'm like, Junior's not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I would get the snot beat out of me, but I didn't care. I didn't do it because I didn't believe that it was right. He's only a year younger. Why can't he wash the dishes sometimes? Why can't he do this? Why do I have to mop and sweep when he is not doing anything? So he got the snot beat out of him by me. When she wasn't around, I'd be like, oh, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do this. There's a double standard for women in that you
Yeah.
have to do everything. Like that interview it was kind of like, yes, that's how people see us. They see us that we're entering into a contract, like she was saying, this contract
Mm-hmm.
that now here's
Yeah.
all your responsibility and this is my responsibility. It's so unfair. Lloyd and I
It
were
is.
talking about it because I took him golfing for Sunday for Father's Day. We were talking about how unfair it is for women in relationships because some men, not all, there's a lot of some men.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with a lot of men who would be like, "Oh, I go fishing every weekend. I go golfing every weekend." I said, "So you don't stay home and help your wife?" He's like, "No, she got her stuff handled. I do all the gardening and I do this." I said, "You do the gardening?" He's like, "No, well, I hire somebody." So you're selfish. You hired somebody to do your part.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you hire somebody to do her portion so she could have a day out with her girlfriends and some time off with her girlfriends and some me
Yeah.
time? But all I hear is I went golfing, I went fishing, I went on my friend's vacation, I went for the weekend to Vegas for this or that or whatever. And at no point do I hear you say, my wife, I'm taking care of the kids this weekend because my wife is gone for the weekend or whatever. I've never heard you guys say that. It's unfair. Like, do you understand that it's unfair? That's why women are unhappy. You're
Yes.
taking care of you. And this is what we see mostly too, what I see mostly. After 40, and this happens a lot. Pay attention, watch, you'll see it. Anybody after 40, the guy finally wakes up, realizes, hey, I've been a slob with myself. I'm going to start hitting the gym. He hits the gym on his personal time, leaving the wife home alone, doing this. There's no like, hey babe, I think we should work out together. Come on, or you go work out. I'll work out on this day. You work out on this day, whatever. I've seen it all the time. Like
Yeah. It's
so
very
many times.
common.
And like, yes. And I'm like, well, what? Why don't you go work out? Oh, I don't want to. Well, force yourself to, because don't we give in to making our partner happy, that we allow them to take advantage of us, in the sense of they're allowed to have all this free time and all the self-care that they need. And
Mhm.
you may say golfing is not self-care. Yes, it is. You're taking care of your need away from the house, away from responsibility,
Mhm.
away from your kids, away from everything.
Yes.
That is your outlet.
Yep.
Your outlet is fishing. Your outlet is going to the gym. Your outlet is everything that you're not doing with your spouse or your kids. That's an outlet.
Mhm.
That's you taking care of you. And
Yeah.
it's a selfish
Yeah, and
thing.
things have changed now where most women work now. It's not as common to find women being stay-at-home moms, which is the hardest job, I have to say. It is the hardest job because you're not getting out. So at the very least, when they're at work, they are away from everything that has to do with the family and household chores or whatever. I will say now that a lot of women are working and we get the chance to work from home, it's also looked at as, "Oh, but she's at home. She's
Yeah.
at home. So can't you start dinner while you're working? Can't you like do some laundry?" No, that should not be the expectation. If I am home and I'm working, you should treat it as if I'm not home at all, as if I was a day in
Exactly.
the office, because I don't have the time to focus on what you want done because I'm working, I'm contributing. Yeah, it's double standards are God, that always existed and something that I
And I
feel like
think,
is never going to change. Just like I'm not even talking about partners, but like by parents. Well, he's a boy, so he can do this, but you're a girl and you can't do that. No, either all of you can or none of you can. Like that's not that
oh,
doesn't make sense to me. I've
I put my
always hated
foot
that.
down on that one. Only because my brother literally is a year younger than me. And everything was, well, he's a boy. He could, well, he's, like I said, Lorena, I got a lot of beatings when I was little, because I would be like, if he does it, I'm doing it. If he comes home late, I'm coming home late. I mirrored everything he did. And then I was horrible to my brother sometimes, because I would just get so annoyed that he was spoiled, and I would beat him up. Like, I would take it out on him later on. But it's so unfair for parents to do that. Stop doing that.
Yeah,
Stop. Stop doing that to your
it is.
children. If you're a boy, you could do it, because it doesn't matter.
No.
You know what the
No,
worst
because
one
they're
is? Go ahead. Go
what's
ahead.
the worst one? Tell me. No, I want to know
The
what the
worst
worst
one
one is.
is when women just gave birth to a child, and they're home with taking care of their child, and the husband has the audacity. I heard this at my first marriage. You've been home all day and you haven't done anything? You know how horrible it is to be home with a newborn that you're learning motherhood to begin with for the first time. It's all new to you. And your body is so tired and so exhausted from everything. And it's like changing at a speed, at such a rapid speed, because all those hormones are leaving your body. You're
Yeah.
getting new hormones. Everything is crazy. You thought menopause was
Mhm.
bad? No, giving birth to a child is
Mm.
the first 3 months after giving birth to a child are the hardest for a woman. You're literally
Yeah, for
transforming your
sure.
body back. And men who have stay-at-home wives and say, you haven't done anything? That's all you do? Like, the house is not clean? No, it's not. Because when that child sleeps, I sleep. Because I'm up all freaking night with that child. Because
Yep.
I'm changing.
Yes.
Because I'm cleaning it up. Because I am making sure that everything is perfect for that child. I'm watching a brand new baby child. Like, there's nothing else. And I feel
No,
a lot
nothing
of
else gets
women,
attention.
yes, it's so horrible that men have that mentality. Like, oh, you've been home. Not even newborns. I think you just, with any kids that are under 5 years old, you know how hard it is to take care of a kid who's two,
Yeah.
3, 4 years old. Like, those kids have energy that holy cow. Like I remember one time my stepdaughter asked she needed a babysitter and I couldn't do it because it was month end. But Lloyd said, "Oh, I'll take care of them." And there were 2 and 3.
Oh boy.
And he calls me, we're always like, "Babe, do not work late. Can you just come straight home? I need help." He's like, the boys are having so much energy. I am exhausted. I'm like, okay, now you see. He's like, well, but he's always been really good with, kids need a lot of touch.
Yeah.
It was just so funny to me. He calls me, he's like, can you please just don't work late? Just come straight home. I need help with the boys. And it was hilarious because it was just like, oh my God, at those ages,
Yeah.
they're in everything.
House is not baby proofed. Oh my God. Yeah.
I have a lot of trinkets and a lot of stuff. I love like figurines and stuff. And I remember my stepdaughter coming in when they were little. She's like, "You need to put a lot of it." I said, "Oh no, I'm not. Just like you guys learned when you guys were little, they're gonna
You
learn
better
not to."
watch your children to not touch.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So it was funny because I would be like, "No touch." So they would always tell me, "No touch, no touch, no touch." And they was like, "No touch, like no touch, no touch." So they know you just gotta teach them, right? But
Yeah.
it's a lot. You cannot take your eyes away from that
No.
child. Like
No, you cannot.
and
Yep.
it's so unfair for your partner who is busy at work or whatever to come home and be like, "You haven't done anything?" Hey, mm-mm.
Yeah.
Or I've met a lot of people who've stayed with their spouses for the children. And staying
Mhm.
for the children is probably the worst decision you can make. Staying because you refuse to move out and change your life of what you
Mhm.
have. That is has actually hard too because you've established you love your home, you love where you're at, whatever. But is it doing anything for your mental state?
No, not yours or the child or the children. So I am a firm believer that the example you're giving at home is what they are absorbing.
Yeah.
If you have a partner who is abusive to you, you are teaching your kids that being abused by a partner is normal. If you have a partner who is financially abusing you, you are teaching your children that is normal. And that's why there's so many different versions of normal because everybody's normal is different because it literally depends on what you were exposed to, what you grew up understanding or knowing. Yeah, it's not good if you're allowing someone to be verbally abusive to you, your children are going to learn that too. And
Yes.
they're either going to accept someone to do it to them or they're going to be the aggressor. So there's nothing positive coming out of you accepting anything but respect from your partner. There isn't. There just isn't. And if you're in a relationship that was not good, and as a couple, you've learned to overcome that and change things, that learning experience is also good for the kids to see if the change was positive. But if you know you're with someone who is not good for you, never has been good for you, and you just stick to the idea of I'm going to stick through it because I want my kids to have a father or because I want my kids to have a mother and that mother or that father are abusive, you're not doing them any favors at all. You're just exposing them to everything that as parents we should be trying to avoid for them. We don't want them to see that, especially not in the way that is an acceptable form of behavior because it's not in under no circumstance. I know that it can be really scary for a lot of people because what is really common, and I'm going to say this as a woman because that's just what I know, or situations that I've heard, it's more likely that women are the ones being abused in whatever capacity, financial, emotional, even physical sometimes than the other way around. It's a really old school mentality. Oh, I got to stay for the kids. They need to have a father in the picture, or he contributes more to the household. I don't make enough, or I don't work, so I can't find a way out. Oh my goodness, that's not healthy at all for
not.
anyone involved. Because what happens is, I feel personally that the men in the situation, or the abuser in the situation, they become more emboldened. Like, I have a hold over you. I have a grip over you.
Yes.
I'm gonna
You're
throw
giving
this
them
in your
power.
face.
You're
Yes,
giving them
yes,
power.
yes, that's where they get their power from. So they
Yeah.
feed off of that. So you give them that energy, they're taking gladly, because they know that they're getting under your skin. They know that they're making you feel bad. That's their point. That is their motive. That's what drives them. So it's not good for anyone, especially if there are no children involved. If you're not married, run. Get the
Run.
hell out. There's nothing holding you back. Even if you're married, or even if there's children involved, there are laws in place to help you, to protect you. Get out. I know it's easier said than done. I know sometimes they beat you down so bad that you think you're really not worthy. Trust me, you are worthy. You're worthy of all of it, and
Yeah.
you will survive it. You will figure out a way to get ahead, to get past it. And you're going to find that it was the best decision you could have made, and you're going to live a life of peace. I've said it a million times, nothing is worth my peace. Peace is too
Exactly.
expensive to just give away. I can't. And I know they're really good at saying things like, you're garbage, or nobody's going to want you, or you're trash, or good luck, because, financially they hold all the cards. In the
Yeah.
end, your peace is more important than anything
Your
else.
comeback to that should be, you're right. No one like you is gonna want me, and that's a blessing. Walk away.
Yes.
Anybody who
Yes.
says you're trash, you're this, you're a whore, you're a
Mhm.
slut, you know what? Then why don't you leave? Go find somebody that go
Right.
find that
Who's
saint
not?
you are looking for,
Mhm.
because obviously I'm not woman enough for you. I'm not holy enough for you.
Mhm. Or even worse, those that live doing stuff all the time, and then coming home and accusing their
oh,
spouse of doing the same, and acting like they're holier than thou. Like, you damn hypocrite. Like, how freaking dare you? That part, like, that is like the ultimate, like, slap in the face. But there's a saying in Spanish, juzgas como vives.
mm-hmm. Yes.
So the way you're judging others how you live, and that is
I've
very common.
always said that. Lloyd used to be a very jealous person, extremely jealous. And then one day I'm like, okay, you need to stop. Your jealousy is you calling me a whore. Well, I'm not calling you that. Then why the fuck are you so jealous? Why are you so jealous? He couldn't give me an answer. You need to get over it, because I need to be in a good space. And if I'm one of the person who's constantly there, you know what I'm gonna start thinking? That you're fucking around. Is that what you
Yeah.
want me to do? Because unlike you, I'm not gonna be a jealous person. I'm just gonna get rid of you, because I don't need to be with anybody who's gonna make me doubt them. I'm an adult. I'm an
Mhm.
adult in an adult relationship. I need to be respected and treated like an adult. And I don't know if that cured him from it. He's not a jealous person anymore, or at least I think he's not. If he is a jealous person, he hides it very
Hiding it
well.
well.
Yes, I'm like, well, what? Cut it out. Like, no, stop. That's not me. Because my answer to that is, you're so concerned with what I'm doing all the time, or who I'm doing, or whatever. My husband doesn't have my passwords to anything, not my phone, not my emails, nothing, nothing. I don't turn it off or anything. It's open. It's out in the open, right?
Mhm.
But I don't have nothing to hide. There's nothing for me to hide. Like, I'm in a relationship. But if I don't want to be in a relationship, I'll go and fuck around and get out of this relationship. You gotta trust me. I cannot be in a relationship where trust is not there. I have to trust you. You have to trust me. A lot of people go into relationships because they were broken in a different relationship, and that's what makes them crazy, right? That's a
Yeah.
lot of that comes from that. Don't compare me to anybody. Don't compare me to your friend's girlfriend who fucked around on her man and da da da. Don't compare me to that fucking girl or that girl or your
Hmm.
ex or this one or that one. I'm me. We have to enter a relationship free, free of drama, free of issues, free of everything. You got to go in 100%. I choose you, I love you, I want to spend my time with you. That's who I'm with. Going into a relationship with all these doubts, and I've said 1,000 times, you're already seeing the outcome of your relationship if you have all that negative. Like, you
Yeah.
cannot be like, well, he's going to cheat, so I'm always going to be checking his phone and checking this and checking that. He's going to cheat, he's going to cheat. Let me tell you, somebody's going to cheat, they're going to fucking cheat. And it doesn't matter how much you watch them, how much you cater to them, how much you love them, how much you show them affection. People are gonna cheat, they're gonna fucking cheat. There's nothing you could do about it. Like, it's just nothing. No matter how many times I've never followed anybody, but you follow them around or check their voicemails or check this or check that. Like, I can't be with somebody I'm gonna babysit. Like, I have a hard time
Yeah.
fucking realizing when I have to take my fucking pills. Like, I don't have time to babysit anybody at all. You know how many men I know that I grew up with a lot of guys, and they all cheated on their girlfriends. And then they would have the audacity to just turn around and be so mean to their girlfriends because they were out fucking around. Like, cut it out. Like, what are you doing? And some of these women are the nicest women in the world. I'm like, you guys are stupid. And people start believing shit like that. I worked with a girl who she got promoted in advance, whatever, and the opportunity was there and she took it. And it
Hmm.
was a stupid opportunity, and she was the only one in the company that decided to apply to that stupid opportunity. It was the dumbest opportunity. Like, nobody wanted to take this opportunity because they're like, ah, it's so dumb, whatever. But that catapulted her career
Hmm.
to success. So, yes, it was awesome. And I remember her traveling with the salespeople, and she was going to outings, and she was doing this and she was doing that. And people in the office were talking shit that, like, she's sleeping with this guy. I was almost gonna say the name.
Mm.
And then I'm like, why would you say that? And he's like, because I said, they're traveling together because that's her work now. That's what she does. You don't ever speak about this other person. She travels with them. Yeah, but it's different. Look how she's acting. Yeah, she went from being this to now being here. So she has to elevate herself a little bit better. I said,
Yeah.
do you see how she looks and how he looks? In no freaking way that she's going to be cheating on her gorgeous husband to go with that. Like, do you guys even think? And they're like, but I said, no, I think what you're doing is you're just talking shit. And then
Yeah.
they stopped talking to me about it because whatever. But I
But
remember
see,
going to her and I'm like, you need to fucking check these bitches because they're out here saying that you're like, ew, he's so ugly. I'm like, I said the same thing, but I knew her and I knew her husband.
mhm,
So, and they were beautiful. They're a beautiful couple. But then later on, 10 years later, one of her relatives asked me, hey, did you ever think that she cheated on, that she had an affair with so and so? And I said, are you freaking kidding me? Have you seen him? I'm like, have you seen her? She's gorgeous. Like, no, I don't. It's like, but you know how I said, would you do him? No. Okay, then why would you assume that she would?
right.
I travel with the salespeople all the time, and it was all men. When I was doing it, there was no
Mhm.
females. I said, I traveled with them all the time by myself, and nobody ever said anything. Yeah, but that's different. It's because you were already a manager and she wasn't. And I say, because of
So,
that,
so
that's why
because of
you're
that, she has
talking
to
shit?
sleep with someone? What
Yes.
the hell? Yeah, that's the biggest damn double standard that people try to do. That is insane. Why can't a woman be
Exactly.
justified to deserve the damn job?
That
Most women,
nobody wanted this job. It was the dumbest job. The company failed to say, well, this is where we want it, but once you master that, you're going to be there's
yeah.
more room for opportunity. They didn't
I don't
state that. It was
I don't know
just
that they failed. That might have been very intentional.
it could have been, but she was the only person in the entire company out of 450 people that applied for that job. And they wanted somebody internally because they didn't know how to explain it to somebody on the outside coming in.
Okay.
So they wanted somebody that was already familiar with the product,
Mhm.
familiar with the people, that's not going to shy away from asking questions or whatever. So
Mhm.
they made it seem like it was very small, but it wasn't a small job. And she got
Yeah.
it, she was
And what do you
successful.
know? She proved herself, huh?
Exactly. But what was crazy to me is that 10 years later, that person came and asked, "Are you I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I don't know, but when I see her and her husband, they're very loving, they're very in tune. They're more like best friends than they are a married couple. I said, "And have you seen him? Like he is not good looking at all. Why her husband was good looking? It doesn't make sense to me." I said, and now of all the salespeople, that's the one you say she had affair with. I said, I would have picked the better looking one, like something, but come on. But
Right.
it just, you know what I'm saying?
But you know
It
what?
just, people,
That's yes, but that is the MO for men from what
yeah.
I've witnessed in the past. When they cheat, they tend to cheat with someone that doesn't compare to their spouse or their partner.
You
Like
know
it's
what?
someone who's just
Now that you
nothing
said
like
it, now that you said it, that's probably why they thought her because men do it that way.
yes.
But she didn't.
Yeah.
I could 100% say I'm sure that she didn't. But I remember telling her, I'm like, oh my God, girl, you need to check these people because they're saying that. And they're like, and then she says, she's like, you traveled with them before, like all the time. I say, yeah, nobody's saying it. I said, but they better not have because I would check them in a heartbeat.
Well,
And
they
plus,
also know your personality. That's why they're not going to say anything about you.
plus I had told all the salespeople, like, I said, listen, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna be traveling, whatever. I'm going very, very fucking clear. If you cheat in front of me,
I'm going
and
to
then
tell on you.
yes, I'm gonna tell everybody. And if I see your wife, your girlfriend, your fiance, that's the first thing that's gonna come out of my mouth. Your man cheats on me. And they would all be like, that is so fucked up, Lucy. I'm like, no, fucked up is that you put me in that predicament. Don't put me in a predicament where I have to lie to your significant other
Mhm.
about you. It would, but how about if they don't ask? They would say, I'm like, I don't care. That's the first thing that's gonna come out of my mouth. Your
How
man
about if they
cheats
don't
on me.
ask?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. And they would always say, like, oh, it's because you're Catholic. And it has nothing to do with my Catholic. It has to do with don't put me in that
Morals are
situation.
not from a religion. Morals are just morals that we have.
Yes. I'm like, don't put me in that predicament where I have to lie to somebody about something that is horrible, like horrible. I said, especially if you're doing it to another female, because I am like, I'm all for women. I don't care. Okay, like a women come first, and I am going to let them know that you're a loser and she needs to dump you. And then, so I don't think that nobody ever said anything because the guys made it like, can you believe Lucy told us that if she ever catches us cheating, she's gonna tell her spouses or whatever.
She's snitching on
I'm
you.
like, I'm like, well, don't do it then. Like, see, I this is and the reason why I feel that if I cover up for somebody doing something like that, right?
Yeah.
Then when it happens to me, what right do I have to get mad at anybody because it happened to me? You know, I covered up for
Yeah.
this person, so now it happened to me. Don't
Yeah.
do shit to others that you don't want done to you. That's
Yeah.
how I live my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I hope this reaches the right audience, and that like there are people out there who might be in a relationship that's not the best, that's not the healthiest, that's not convenient, but just safe, that they're in an unsafe situation. There's no need to stay somewhere where you're not safe, because your partner is supposed to be your safe person. And if your
Yes.
partner ever becomes not your safe person, you need to run like hell, get out of that situation. Because there's so many sad stories out there about people. I mean, shit, just watch the news. Just the news
Yeah.
alone will say, like, this person, I don't remember, it was somewhere in Illinois, it was a suburb, I don't remember where. Uh, and I think they were European, but there was a house, and it was in a decent, well-to-do area, and the husband was, I guess, was estranged, and like basically got rid of the wife, the kids, and I think I want to say maybe an in-law, maybe her mom was there, something
Oh my
like that.
God.
But is was that worth? In that case, he was estranged. He wasn't supposed to be there, right? He came back and did
Right.
it. But there are people in situations like that know that their partner is crazy or has crazy tendencies. And by that I just mean anything. It could be they're an alcoholic. It could be they're one of those people who are obsessed with guns or weapons, or some of them are just they're acting crazy, like they're off their rocker. They're not thinking logically or straight. Any of those situations are very unhealthy and very, very scary, but extremely unsafe from my perspective.
Yeah.
It's already bad when they're not, and they know what they're doing, and they're calculating, and they're treating you awful in a calculated way, because they get their jollies off of it. But when in combination, when there's something wrong with them, I feel like that exasperates the situation in a bad way. Like you need to find somewhere safe to go. A family member, good friend. I mean, most people have someone or somewhere or multiple people that they can count on to get out of this situation. I know a lot of people are embarrassed to look for help,
Yes.
because they're embarrassed that they're in that situation. Trust me, I don't know anyone who would laugh at that situation. If it's someone you love, you're going to do what you can to help them out and get them out of that situation.
Yes.
But they need to want to get out.
Yes.
People who
Yes.
love in that way don't love you. If people are abusive in the way of they're hitting you, they're cheating on you, they're verbally abusing you because they want to, because it brings them joy, that is not love. That's not love. And
No.
you deserve much better than that. So
It's
if you're
almost
in
like
that
you're
situation,
you're living with a narcissist and
yes.
they're so angry. I feel like a lot of these men are so angry at the world
Hmm.
that they're now using their family as a kicking stone. And it's sad. And I know it's easier said than done because, we're in relationships where I mean, and we're
Yes.
not saying my relationship has been the best. It hasn't been the best. We go through ups and downs and we change. I feel we change so much. Well, everybody, all
Hmm.
humans change so much that it's either you learn to accept his changes and he has to learn how to accept your changes, or you just carry your own way.
Yeah.
What you loved about that person in the beginning could be completely the thing that you hate now, you know?
Hmm.
It just could be because you just now you're different. Your views are different. Your life is different. You don't like this. You don't like that. I mean, there's so
Hmm.
many other things, but it's easier said than done, and it's
Yes.
so difficult. For me, it is extremely difficult, and I don't know how to shut the fuck up when I see it. Because if I see somebody that I check those people, I do. I'm like, what is your fucking problem? Like, dude, chill. And I've met
Yeah.
a lot of people, and normally a lot of men don't like me because I'm very outspoken and very vocal. And
Mhm.
I'm not as docile as I look, and I'm not one to but I do check those people. It's not good for your mental state. I applaud a lot of the women who stayed because their strength is that's how strong you are. That is how
Mhm.
strong you really are. You're staying in a fucked up situation. You're super strong. I'm weak because I'm gonna tell you one thing. I couldn't put up with that shit. You're stronger than that's how strong you are.
Mhm.
And you don't even know it because you have somebody browbeating you that you're stupid, you're this, you're a whore, you're worth nothing, you're trash, nobody's gonna want you. You're so strong and you don't even know it because you
Yes.
have this weak person telling
Yes.
you that you're this, that is a weak person. It's
Yes. That's a
that
coward.
is a small little person
Yeah.
who in turn somebody it's almost like what Lorena says was you're constantly accusing me of this is because you're constantly doing it. So when it's kind of like the same thing. Somebody kindly puts you down, that's how they feel about themselves, and they're
Yes.
taking it out on you.
On you.
And
Yep.
it's sad, and I
Mhm.
hope this reaches out to a lot of women. And I know that it's easier said than done from people who have we've been married, both Lorena and I have been married
Mhm.
for decades, because decades, mujer. Oh my God, for decades, and we kind of know we're at that point where we saw our parents like, oh, they know each other's quirks, they know whatever, like
Yeah.
they know. We know our checklist, okay? We know that this has to happen. My husband knows that this has to happen in order for this to happen. We're there already. And it's easier for us to kind of say, hell no, we won't take that shit because we won't take that shit.
No.
But one of the things that Olivia Wilde said on that interview, she said it was more healing to just speak about it and put it out there and to just internally let it go. That
That
is
makes sense.
true in so many ways. Like, for
Mhm.
instance, a lot of women are out there feeling embarrassed and ashamed of
Mhm.
what they're going through in their household. Don't. I always tell this, honest to God, I always tell Lloyd this: you're gonna act stupid, everybody's gonna fucking know. I'm not covering up for you. I won't care. Let the world see the stupid, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get me tired, and then people are gonna be like, well, he was always acting stupid. There's never
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh, he was hardworking, or he was this. Why is she leaving? Because she wanted to fuck. No, the proof is right there. He was acting
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah, I covered up for my ex-husband all the time. So when I decided to get divorced from my ex-husband, my mom and my dad didn't talk to me for a year because
Oh.
I let a good man go and da 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 and this and that. And then when I told them everything, how bad it was,
Mhm.
they still didn't believe it. They didn't believe it. They're like, I think is you're just exaggerating. You know how you are. You know how you are. And yes,
I
it
hate
was my
those terms. Oh, you know how they are. You know how you are. Or I absolutely hate that is not an excuse for anybody. I hate when
no.
people use that term.
So
Don't excuse someone's bad behavior by saying, "Oh, you know how they are." What the
but
hell?
it was shame on me that I learned that right then and there when they said that. I learned never to disguise people's way of being. So
Yeah.
at the beginning, when Lloyd was jealous and he was acting a fool and he would say stupid stuff and he would be like with his fat fucking ugly face all the time in front of people, like he was very moody. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not gonna fucking go kiss you. You're gonna stand there and look stupid the whole time until I wanna go home, because there's no fucking way I'm gonna cover up. I've seen it. Like the husband acts up and then the wife's like, oh, we're gonna go. No, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay. You're gonna fucking sit there you're gonna either de-escalate your anger, or you're
Uh-huh.
gonna escalate it, and then it's proof. Everybody can now see how stupid you're acting. I'm not covering up for anybody anymore. I made that very clear at the beginning, and I've never covered up for Lloyd ever. Like I said, you're gonna go and act like a fool, fine, but just remember, forewarn him. Remember, I go from 0 to 100 in lucrative speed. So this could be good for you or it could be bad for you. So you decide what Lucy you want to leave with. I I go from 0 to 100 in like a snap.
Yeah.
So you decide. And people will be like, and my family like, oh, Lloyd doesn't look. I'm like, I don't care. Anyways, can I have another drink? Like, because if I would have like catered to his stupid shit, I would have been in one of those relationships where I would have, the more you give
Yeah.
in a certain way,
That
the
yes,
more they attack you. And the
that
more
is
like,
true. Yes.
yeah, no. To me, and I know this because that's how my first relationship was. This I'm like, no, you know what? You're gonna be stupid. I'll let everybody see that you're stupid. I don't care. It's not me. They're not gonna see me. I'm never going to hear from my parents. You know how you are, because they were
Yeah.
blaming me when I never allowed anybody to see the ugly in him
Hmm.
because I was always, oh, we're gonna go, or we're gonna do this, or he's not doing good, or I was always making excuses for
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
partner. And you shouldn't. Now I'm
No, you
like,
should. You know what? You're absolutely right. I think we're all guilty of doing that at
yeah,
some point in time. But you're absolutely right. If you call them out right at the beginning, it's their behavior that is the problem. Yeah.
yeah,
We're
you
we're
gotta do
so
it.
we're so inclined, we're it's drilled into us that we always have to soften a situation,
Yes.
that it's like automatic. So the fact that you learned to do that as young as you did, kudos to you, because that's not
Well,
easy.
I did it only because they didn't talk to me for a year, but they eventually saw everything because it just came out to light. But I remember saying, well, you know how you are. And I get it. I've always been me. I've always been an asshole. I get it. I couldn't defend myself to them, or I
Hmm.
couldn't like just say this and that because they never saw it. I never allowed them to see it. I never allowed anybody to see the bad. I
Hmm.
was hiding it. I was always like making excuses. It was me. And when my parents said that, both of them, they're like, "Well, you know how you are." I was like, "Oh hell, never again. No one's ever gonna put the blame on me when the blame wasn't there." So
Yeah.
Lloyd came around, and I'm like, then you're just gonna look stupid. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not putting up with you. I'm like, and I remember my sisters and my family were like, "Oh, you Lloyd doesn't." I'm like, I said he's gonna be like that because I don't know what to tell you. I'm not leaving. I'm not ready to leave. And no, ahí estaba con su carota todo enojado at the party. I'm like, I don't care. We're not fucking leaving until I want to leave, and that's it. Like I would put my foot down. Like, and then I would just tell him like, "Is this what you want?" Because we could have a blowout here in front of everybody, and I don't care. And he was like, no, I just like, and then cut it out. But men are very stubborn.
Yes.
And my husband is very stubborn. And he was like, I think in his head is like, I can't believe this bitch. It's like not doing what I want her to do. I
Yeah.
put my foot down at the very beginning. I'm like, the only one that's gonna look crazy going forward is going to be the person acting crazy. It's never going to be me again. Like I'm not. I already. That
Yep.
is everybody's point of view of me already. I'm never gonna look crazy. So I stopped it like immediately. Cause I couldn't. Just hearing my parents be like, "You're a crazy bitch," like it was you.
Dismissive of the situation, because they thought
Yes.
yeah. So I wonder, after you divorced and then you started dating again, did your ex start dating too? Like right away? Or
Yes. So we got married really, really young. And when my daughter turned 1, we decided this is not working out. And it wasn't a good marriage at all. We were kids. We don't know what to do.
right.
We were kids. And I
Yeah.
was raised in a different household than he was. He was
Mhm.
raised in a household where his father was very machismo, and it wasn't good. And I wasn't. I was raised in a household where my father was kissing my mom all the time and like
Yeah.
complimenting her and buying her flowers and like stupid little.
Yeah.
I was in a loving in a loving household with my parents were loving to each other, and he wasn't. And his father was very machismo, and so I think with a year and a half, and we said this is not going to work out. But then we were roommates.
Oh my God.
So we were roommates and we were doing our own thing and we loved it. We loved it. He was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, whatever. And then I remember my girlfriend, Marie, she's like, dude, what if you get serious with somebody and like, or he's already
Yeah.
dating somebody? Because I didn't know if he was or wasn't or whatever. He didn't know if I was or wasn't. We were doing our own thing. His life was his life. My life was my life. He was going out. We had times like, okay, I'll go out on Wednesday, Saturday, and you go out on Friday and Sunday.
Oh my God.
We did that for a year and a half. Then my daughter, no, for a year. For a year, we did it for a year. She was like two and a half, and then, but we were living together. And yes,
Mhm.
because I wasn't out doing stuff, we would do stuff here and there, And I got pregnant with my son, and then we got back together because I was pregnant with my son. Worst mistake ever. And then at 4 years, when he was 4 months old, when he was born, it was not working out. It was just not like, it was the worst pregnancy ever. Like the worst. Like I was miserable. I didn't want to be pregnant. I didn't want to be with him. And then we got back together. And then I wasn't. I went to So I went from 115 to 214 pounds in my pregnancy. And so after giving birth, I didn't lose the weight right away. And I was pushing myself and pushing myself. And this is why our relationship ended, where I was like, I don't give a fuck. My son was 4 months pregnant, and I had gone. My friend invited me. We went out,
Your
and
son was 4 months old, not 4 months pregnant.
I mean 4 months old, 4 months, and we had gone out. I gone out with my girlfriends, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, you look amazing!" Da da da, whatever, whatever.
Mhm.
So my friend's sister, we had our babies like days, like within the same week. So she had come out with us, and I remember her. She's like, "Oh my God, Lucy, you look amazing. How'd you lose all your weight already?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm still struggling." The following weekend, he goes out and he runs into them. This motherfucker gets home and he's like, "Oh my God, did you see so and so? She looks amazing. You should ask her what she's doing. She's lost all her weight." Yeah, yeah. And this bitch is finished telling me the week before, "Lucy, you look amazing. How did you do it?" Like, and she was
Yeah.
over heavier than me. And he came home and said that to me, Lorena, it's like somebody put a firecracker in my ass. I got up. Like, dude, you don't understand. He came home from the club and told me that. It's not like
No.
he didn't wake up the next day. He woke me up to
He
tell.
couldn't even wait till the next day.
Yes. So
Wow.
I got up. I said, "You need to get the fuck out. You're out. This is over." I said, "There's no fucking way. This is like," I was teeter-totting on whether this relationship was good. It's not going to work. You're not. And then there's no fucking way. I just saw her last week and I said it. I said, "That fat bitch told me I looked great. And now you're going to
Oh
tell me."
no.
I said, "You know what? It's over because now I see how you see me. You're never going to see me as me." So I grabbed,
Mhm.
I was grabbing garbage bags and I'm packing his shit. I'm like, "You need to get the fuck out. Get out immediately. Like, get out." And that was it. It was over and that was it. But it was a lot of that in our relationship where this person looks better than you. This person does this. And every time I would see them, I like, does she? And my brother would be like, "No, no, what are you talking about?" I wouldn't say to my brother that my husband told me that. I would just
Yeah.
ask him, "Hey, Yash." He's like, "No, like, no, like, look at you, look good, whatever." And that was the it was almost kind of like I felt like he was manipulating me to think that I was ugly and not
What?
worthy, and there was nothing ever. He was just not attracted to me at all. Like he wasn't. So we split up at that's it. And then we were really good friends. We were better apart than together. He moved out and we
Okay.
were really good, and I was dating and he was dating and da 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 and we whatever. Then I got serious with Lloyd like a year and a half later. I met Lloyd in May. Xavier was about to be 2. And this was so funny. 3 months later, I was really serious. He realized that I was really serious about Lloyd. And
Mhm.
he tried to convince me to break up with Lloyd and go back with him.
What? For
And
what?
yeah, wait. And when I asked him, well, what do you miss about me? Or what do you love about me? Right now, my ex-husband's not an affectionate person at all.
Okay.
And Lloyd is a super affectionate person. So I was trying to be like, well, what do you love? What do you miss about me? You know what this man couldn't just say anything that he loved about me? You know
What?
what he said? He's like,
Mm.
well, your eyes are so pretty. That was it. There was nothing else. Nothing
No.
like, oh, well, you do this, or I love the way you kiss, or I love the way you look, or I love the way you smell, or I love your hair, or I love how you do this, or how you cook, or how,
Mhm.
little stupid things, right? Like how you laugh, or
Yeah.
no, you have pretty eyes. That was it. I'm like, because I have pretty eyes. You think I should go back to you? I mean, I said, you know how many men tell me I have pretty eyes? Should I just marry all of them that say you have pretty eyes? Flabbergasted. Like, what? And I said, no. Like, no. Like, how am I gonna? No. Like, and I loved him. Like, I was in love with my ex-husband. Like, I was truly in love with him. But I had to choose me. If Lloyd wasn't as attentive and affectionate and as loving as he was to me, I probably would have dumped Lloyd and gone back to him because that meant that nobody has shown me anything different, But Lloyd showed me that there's different ways of
Yeah.
loving somebody and caring for somebody, and I
Yes.
never had that,
Yes.
and it was different. But yeah, that's how my relationship
Yeah.
it was just the weirdest thing, like, I was just like, "Wait, what?" But I still remember that day when he came home, and he literally woke me up to tell me. I was just like,
He woke you up? You weren't even
"Yes."
awake?
I wasn't awake, I was asleep. He woke me up to tell me that this bitch I should call her and find out what she's doing, because she looks so good, and she had her baby, like, 3 days after I had Xavier.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding?" I literally just saw this bitch last week, and she was asking me, what are
What
you
you were
doing?"
doing. Yes.
Yes. And I was like,
Wow.
I
That's
remember telling her,
audacity.
yes, and I remember telling him, like, "You'll get there. You just gotta keep doing it. You gotta keep, I'm pushing myself to work out every day." She's like, "Oh, I don't even have the edit." I still remember the
The
conversation.
conversation.
Yes. And he
Wow.
wanted me to ask her. I was just like, this person never loved me. He just never loved me. Like, he wasn't, obviously he was never even attracted to me. So it was just, we're young. It's very important. Don't get married when you're so young. You're so young. You don't even know what you want. Infatuation, lust
Yeah.
is just overpowering, and you're thinking that that's the love of your life, and it's not. It really isn't.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of a lot of hormones going through your body making you think things, but
Yeah. Think about it. The
it's yeah,
passion.
I think and again, I have no right to say it right because I got married really fast. But I think it's smart to live a couple of seasons of your life with someone to understand what it is to know someone on different levels because that kind of will show you if you're compatible or not. And it's
Yeah.
not always, because I know there are people who like dated for like 10 years, got married, and were divorced in like 2. It just didn't work out for them like
I
that.
don't understand that logic. How are you?
I don't either. I don't either, because you would think that they know each other well, and then they're, it's just, okay, this is just the next step, and then all of a sudden. But I think that may have something to do with, there are people out there that think that because you signed that damn contract, that means something different. I don't know if they think they have ownership of the other person, or
I
what
think you're
exactly
right.
goes on in their
I think you're
head,
right. I think you're right
right?
about that. Yeah. I think it. I
Yeah,
think
it's
their mentality about what you have to now give and in a marriage to versus to you living together is completely different,
yeah,
which I don't get. Which is
I
so
don't
funny
either.
because I always tell Lloyd. So we got married by church. I mean, we got married by court, and then 2 years later, we got married by church.
Okay.
And I said my vows. Our wedding was in Spanglish, so it was half English, half Spanish. And our vow, I said my vows in English, and he said them in Spanish. So it was actually pretty funny because my brother, he's so stupid. He's like, I was bored out of my mind, and then Lloyd started speaking Spanish. I was like, whoa, what? Like, you're so stupid. But I always tell Lloyd, I'm like, you promised me. He's like, I never promised you. I'm like, remember when you said your vows? He's like, I know exactly what I said. I'm like, you said them in Spanish. I said, I always said, you promised me this and that. So he's like, bullshit. I know exactly what I said. Remember those vows you said in Spanish? That's what that means.
Oh my God.
But I do feel that people think you're right. I do think that people think that that paper changes things. To me, like for instance, getting married by court is to me, getting married by church is completely different. Because now I'm not
Yeah.
just promising you, I'm promising God I'm going to
Hmm.
be with you. Like, or as I tell Lloyd, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still undecided. I don't know if you're gonna stay or not. And so he's like, bitch, it's been 28 years. I'm staying. I said, I don't know. I'm still deciding whether if I want to keep you or not. I don't know. He's like, yeah, well, too bad for you. I'm like, I don't know. It's still sometimes, it's the needle moves
That's
up
funny,
and down.
because us, it's the other way around. I'm like, I don't care what you think. You ain't getting rid of me. You're stuck with me. Sucks for you, but you're stuck with me.
I, I told Lloyd when we got married by church, I did tell him, I'm like, listen, we got to promise each other that on our 10th wedding anniversary, if we decide, we got to really look at our lives and say, is this the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? Because we'll still be young enough to have a life with someone else or whatever. I said, but I'd be
Mhm.
damned if you're going to fucking take my youth, my beautiful youth, and then later on, when I'm like 50, which would be now, and you're like, I decided I'm going to get divorced. I said, because that shit doesn't fly. Like, no. So
That ain't happening.
I said, that's not happening to me. Like, no. I said, so at 10 years anniversary, we had a long discussion. Well, I had it. It's like,
Mhm.
we're not getting divorced, whatever. I'm like, listen, I don't want this. I want us to take this seriously. Like, this is our way out. If we are not good, like, let's just call it a day. But then now now I tell him, I'm like, you come to me with, I don't think this is working out, or I'm not feeling good about this. I'm like, well, fucking go take a nap and fucking sleep it off because no one's going nowhere. Okay, figure it out because I'm too old. I can't do it. I just no. Figure it out. Go take a nap. Like, you know how your parents used to, like, go take a nap and figure like, wake up and be better. That's what Lloyd's gonna have to go take a nap because I can't. I don't know how women do it. I know we're in here saying leave, leave, leave. I'm in a good relationship, so I could say. But if
Yeah.
you're in a bad relationship, like wake up and tell yourself I love you to yourself.
Yeah.
Wake up, look in the mirror, tell yourself I love you, tell yourself you matter, tell yourself that you're worth everything. Look good every day. And man, if your woman looks good, be proud of her looking good. Like,
Yes.
enough with defending we look good for other women, or we look good because I fucking look good because I want to look good. It's not for my husband, not for my kids, not for other women, not for the I want to look good because I want to fucking look good. End the discussion. And if other people are checking me out, then you know what? Act the fuck right, because obviously people are checking me out. That should be that should be your comeback.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like we give men a way out of everything. Oh, well, because I've said that too. Like, oh, I just look good because other women make me feel good when they're giving me compliments, so I just keep it. No, I look good because I want to look good. Like, I do it for me, me. Stop making excuses for these insecure men. They're insecure, they're childish,
Hmm.
they're little men, little men.
Yes.
And we need to stop really expressing ourselves, because you're hiding you when you making excuses about something to somebody else, about, well, that's how he is, or that's not, like, stop.
You know, you know how he is. Those
Yes.
famous freaking words. You know how he is. No, it's not okay. Just because he decides he wants to be an asshole doesn't make it okay that he's an asshole. It doesn't. It
It does
doesn't
not.
justify anything. He's an asshole. Expose him as an asshole. Let
Yes.
people know what the fuck he's doing and how he's acting. Because if he only does it when you guys are alone, it's because he knows he's an asshole and he knows
Yes.
he doesn't want to expose himself, but he knows that you're not going to say anything about it either.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no.
I met women who are like, oh, they separate, take a break or whatever, and then they're doing their own business,
Mhm.
and they come back, and he's so concerned with what she did, but she's not concerned with what he fucking did. And I'm gonna tell you, if he's out there fucking around too,
Yes.
it's nobody's business. And don't hide that. Tell him, you know what? We were on a, like the famous Friends, we were on a
We
break.
were on a
Okay?
break.
We were on a break. Deal with it. Well, being on a break means you're not in my life. I'm not in your
That's
life.
right.
I'm doing me. You're doing you. Shut the fuck up about it. Like, you know what? You don't like it? Then be with just me. And that's it. Don't allow me to take breaks from you if you don't
Yes.
want anything to happen. And you need to stop. Like, stop being so insecure.
Hmm.
And this is really a reflection of a lot of mothers out there. Raise your kids right.
Yeah.
Teach them to respect women. Teach them that the
Teach
way
them
they love
self
women.
respect.
Yes.
Self respect. Because if you
Yes.
respect yourself, you'll respect others.
Exactly. Because them browbeating a woman or their spouse or their partner
Hmm.
is just a reflection of him and what he
Hmm.
saw in his household. I'm sorry,
Yep.
And
Or he's just an asshole.
or he's just an asshole. There's
And
some
it
people
it
get away with
exists.
shit. They get away with it because you allowed it to get away with it. And you
Yes.
allowed them to get away with it, and you did not expose them to how they were acting. Maybe you don't want to leave, and maybe you love this person unconditionally. Maybe that is the reason. Maybe that is the reason. And fine. But expose him for who he really is. Next time he acts stupid in front of people, and instead of you leaving right away, you say, no, he's mad about this, and let everybody know why. Show it,
Yep.
because what's going to happen is he's going to change his fucking ways. Trust me, he will change his ways when people are like, oh my God, why are you acting like that? Is that true? Whatever. Don't be scared of him getting more angry. Be scared that you're not doing it, because what he does behind closed doors and nobody's seeing, you're not going to have a reason to expose him later.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
It's horrible.
And we're not kids anymore. And again, I'm referring to people who are a little older, a little more mature. If you're
Yeah.
watching this and you're younger, even if you're young, it's not an excuse. Don't
No,
excuse that bad behavior. But
It's not.
especially when you're of our age-ish, it's not an excuse. Their behavior, there's no excuse for it.
No.
When you're young, sometimes when you're young and inexperienced, you're stupid and you don't know how to navigate the waters properly and you do
Yes.
stupid things. Okay?
Yes.
That exists, yes. But we all have to grow up. And if you're living a life older, still dealing with the same bullshit or even worse, there's no excuse for it now.
No.
None. Because if
Especially
you're
when
a
you're
grown person, you should not allow anyone, I don't care who it is, you shouldn't allow anyone to disrespect you.
but can you
And
imagine like
that's
getting to this? I think that's one of the things that I really loved from watching all the couples in my family is their as they got to a certain age or whatever, is just seeing how loving and how connected they were and how they knew each other's stupid little tells. Like, I could give
mhm,
my husband a face from, if we're in a crowded room and I give him a face, a certain face, whatever, it could mean, let's get out of here. I'm tired. I'm not
mhm,
feeling good. I can't believe this bitch is talking to me, or come rescue me, or, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, just with a certain look. Like I have
mhm,
100 looks, and my husband knows each and every one of those looks.
yep,
And that is so beautiful when you get to that age. Like I couldn't be in a relationship at this age where my
mm-mm,
husband was controlling or was belittling me or just where I was in a bad situation. I couldn't be. I I'm like I've lived too much life to be miserable at this age. You know what I'm saying? Like
yes,
it's 52.
yes,
Yeah, I'm
I do.
52. Like I'm looking forward to these are my fuck it years, like fuck it. I
Yeah,
don't care anymore. Like
yeah,
I love that. I love that. Like I couldn't be hiding myself or not expressing myself or not wanting to be around other people because I was in a bad relationship. Like I couldn't do that at this age right now. I just couldn't.
no,
I
no way.
couldn't.
No, there's no possible way. No, but again, if you grow up, I mean, and I'm saying that seriously because everybody ages. Going up in age doesn't mean you grew up. When you grow up, when you mature, and that's why we all change as we get older. Some people who have been the same damn person since the beginning. But yeah, if you grow up and you chose well, you need to understand that they change too. They evolve just like we do. And you have to grow up together or you're going to end up growing up apart. It's one or the other. So you just have to have that understanding. You're not the only one that changes. They change too. And you're not the only one who has permission to change. They also have permission to change. And some people do that well and do it gracefully. And some people do the exact opposite and they grow up and they act a fool. So you have to allow yourself the permission to not stay there if that's not working out for you anymore. Because there are a lot of people who hit a certain age and then they realize, oh my God, this is what I've been dealing with all these years. And ¿y qué va a decir la gente? That's such a bad term known by our people. What are people going to say? Who gives a shit what other people are going to say? If
Yeah.
it's not working out for you, nobody's going to go in and stand in your place to deal with the bullshit that you have to deal with. So if it's not working out for you, it's okay that it's not working out for you.
Yes.
And it's okay for you to leave. Give yourself permission to leave and don't care about what anybody says, not your parents, not your siblings, nobody, because nobody else has to deal with what you're
Yes.
dealing with. And if you're lucky enough and you grew up together and you both evolved into people you continue to like, that's wonderful. And I hope you have a wonderful relationship the rest of your life. But if you don't, you're not dead. You're still young enough to find someone who will appreciate you for you and who you will appreciate for themselves. And that person might still be out there. So
Yeah.
don't feel like you're out of options. People are getting I know people, I not personally, but of people who you see these things all the time. Oh, they're 82 and 85 and they're getting married. If they can, why can't anybody else? You know what I mean? If they
No, my
found,
grandpa.
yeah,
My mom's mom died, and my grandpa was in his 90s. 3 years later, this man got married, remarried.
no, what? Oh my God.
We were so like, huh? But yeah, my grandma died, and 3 years later, my grandpa got remarried. So you know what?
It's never
There's
too
love for
late.
everybody. Okay, there's love for everybody, and not only that, I just feel like your mental state should
Mhm.
always be protected. Always.
Yeah.
Anybody trying to take that away by calling you names, putting you down, whatever, that does
Mhm.
so much to your psyche and your
Mhm.
mental state and your heart. Believe it or not, it really tears your heart away. Just protect you. Be healthy for you. Because if you're not healthy and sane and happy and just you to your children, your family, or anyone else, then
Yeah.
you're no good to anybody. And family members are the absolute worst. The absolute worst. Where it comes to like, well, what are you gonna do now? What instead of giving somebody positive feedback, like, okay, you know what, let's help you out, let's do something together. Let's not bring him up. Let's go
Mhm.
work out. Let's get some endorphins built into you. Let's you know, it, and it's either that route or the route with who's gonna marry you? Who gives a fuck? Maybe she doesn't want to get married
Right.
in a long time. Who cares? Like, let her find herself first and
But
heal
see,
that wound.
when they say things like that, they only say it because they're trying to irk you. That's it.
That
They're
would
just trying
hurt
to annoy
so much.
you.
Yeah,
They're trying to get a reaction out of you. It's not a genuine question. They really don't fucking care because all they want is to get the reaction out of you so that they can feed their delusion. That's it. That's
Mhm.
all they want.
Well, it's either that or in some cases, I feel like they're kind of jelly that they got to walk away and they didn't from their fucked up marriages.
True. True. That could be it as well. There's takes all kinds of people to make this world go round, right? But nobody's opinion should matter but you. Your own. That's it.
No one,
Whatever other
no
people
one.
think is none of your damn business.
Mm-mm. And take care of you, take care of the, or you know what? Like I said, you love this person, fuck it. You gotta check them. You got to put them in their place. You know
Mhm.
what I didn't fucking do is none of your fucking business. End the discussion. If you're gonna be here, you're gonna be here. I'm gonna tell you that probably 50% of the time you check somebody like that, they're going to like, whoa, why are you talking to me like it's going to be a
Mhm.
newsflash for them, and they're gonna realize they can no longer browbeat you
Mhm.
and tell you that you're not worth it, that you're not this
Yep.
because you took a stand and you rose up to the chance. And if you want to be with me, this is how it's gonna going forward. This is how it's going to be. And you don't wanna take the stance of I'm gonna leave this person. Well, then take the stand of standing up for yourself and valuing yourself and let them
Yes.
know that going forward, I'm not gonna cover up. You're gonna act stupid, everybody's gonna know. You're gonna fucking talk shit, everybody's gonna know. You're gonna do this, your mom's gonna know, your sisters are gonna know, your brothers are gonna know,
Yep.
whoever, your cousins, my work, everybody's gonna know.
Yep.
Okay? So I wanna give you a little bit of my assholeness, put it in just channel me in like when you're just going in because you cannot allow anybody to just tear you down. It's you are so we're at an age, especially at this age. I no, I am too old. First of all, I'm too old to give a fuck about anything. Like really. Like I don't have the time or energy for dumb stuff. I really don't.
Mhm.
And to me, that is dumb. Somebody coming and trying to break me down, like, whoa, stop. What are you doing? And you don't even have to
Mhm.
do it in an angry way. You don't even have to do it in a
Nope.
malicious way. You just, hey, sit down here. I want to have a talk with you. Why do you feel, if you were to do that, you deflate them and you would see the reaction would be, wow, she finally stood up to me. It's kind of like standing up to that bully that has been picking
Yeah.
on you. You punch them straight in the nose and they never pick on you again because
you take away their power.
Yes.
Because they have that power over you until you allow it. And then once you take that away, they don't have that power over you to make you feel small anymore, because their opinion no longer matters.
Right.
What they're saying carries no weight anymore. And then they have no power over you, and then you're free to do what you have to do. And that's when you'll truly see who they are.
Yeah.
Not that they haven't shown you that, because that's a big deal for me. When people show you who they are, believe them. When they show you the first time, believe them. Because, boy, I think I would have saved myself a lot of heartache had I seen that years ago, had I understood that
Well, I feel
in
like
every aspect of life.
that is a good message for younger people. And, it's just, if they show you who they are, you're not going to change them. And that's one of the things that all women, me myself included, we think we're going to change everybody by loving them and giving them extra, and we're doing so much more damage. We're doing so much more damage than allowing them for people to see everything. Don't put them out there. They need to see that other people see them as well. You cannot be the only one seeing. If marriage was a positive thing for women, they would have taken that right away from us already.
Yeah, that's true. That is
Just
wow.
let that sink in.
Yeah. Marriage was constructed for men to give them rights over women, because back then women didn't have rights of their own. So basically they thought it was, she's my property. That's not how we are anymore. So live in today's days, because we're not anybody's property. And just like they aren't ours, just like we should work at, just like we want to be pursued, just like we want to be wowed and we want to be taken care of and loved on, so do they.
Yeah.
So you should work at it, and your partner should be working at it with you. And if one or the other isn't doing that, a conversation needs to be had. And if that conversation says or exposes that someone's not willing to do it anymore, then you know who you're dealing with, and then you act accordingly, whatever that might be for you. But with that, we're going to say thank you for joining us on this episode. We hope that this helped someone. If someone was like on the, thinking about there's a situation that they're in, or know of someone who's in a similar, in a bad situation, share this with them, have conversations with them, make sure that your kids know that they have options, because now we're at the point where our kids are going into relationships.
Yeah.
And they should know what their options are, and they should know what to expect as far as when they choose a partner, and what their expectations should be, what their boundaries should be. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day whenever you are watching this. Please like, subscribe, ring that bell, comment. If you have any future topics you'd like us to talk about, put them in the comments for us. We'll be glad to review them. Anything you'd like to say, go ahead, drop a comment. I've been seeing a few comments here, so it's getting fun to respond to them. So drop a little comment in there.
Everybody have a great week. Thank you for listening. And again, subscribe, ring the bell, like, follow us. We appreciate your time. We appreciate that you bringing us into your space and listening to us. So thank you very much. Bye, guys.
That's a wrap on this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to share your funny stories or comment on which of our stories was your favorite from this episode. Please subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss any future episode notifications from us. This was Chatting with Lorena and Lucy. Stay blessed, stay true, and always stay you. Until the next time.